Days spent caring for the old man had turned into weeks, and those weeks then became months. There was something weirdly comforting about Grandpa Gohan's presence, and Zamasu had to admit that Son Goku was way too lucky for one person. The fact he had had such a doting and loving caretaker made him internally despise the Saiyan even more. He couldn't express his distaste for the Saiyan too much though, as he was still himself at that moment. He was aware that he would eventually need to obtain the Elder's Earthen Dragon Ball to resolve his current situation. For the time being, he was performing various odd jobs for the old man, which were similar to the tasks that he had previously performed for the likes of Goasu. He paused briefly while preparing dinner for the two of them. He hadn't thought about his old mentor for a very long time. Did he really deserve the fate that Zamasu himself had wreaked upon him? Only this sacrifice haunted him after all the others he had made to begin his plan. He knew that there was no other way, wasn't there? Well, it's not like he was trying to cover up his guilt by helping Son Goku's grandfather, right? No, of course not. He just suddenly came to the realization that perhaps, some mortals truly deserved to escape his zero mortal plan. But would it really be a zero mortal plan? Questions for later. Those few lucky ones, though, would truly appreciate what he had in store for the world, regardless. While he was on his way home, he spotted one of those incredibly loud earthen vehicles. Someone had almost run him over, and he had to make a quick dodge in order to keep himself away from a crash. What an arrogant insect, he thought. He ignited a small keyblade, leapt toward the vehicle, and slashed its tires. So already, we're seeing something different from the original. He could hear a high-pitched shriek, and soon someone was shooting at him. When he saw a person behind the gun, he stopped attacking. Could that be? No, it was just some young girl, but the hair seemed familiar to him. He was kind of frustrated that he hadn't done more research on Son Goku and his stupid friends, but there was some sense of familiarity. As the projectile flew toward him, he simply cut it in half with his keyblade. Luckily, that was enough. Although the power he now possessed was far from his true might and potential, it was still greater than the average resident of this remote planet. He decided to cease the attack for now, as she didn't seem to pose any threat to him. "Why did you attack me?" he asked in Goku's voice, trying to sound menacing. "Wait, what? You were the one to slash my tires?" The girl looked at him angrily. "Yes, because you almost hit me with your car, you hapless cur." "Hapless? Why, you little..." To calm her down, Zamasu turned on the blade again. "Now tell me why you are here." "Whoa, okay, no need to get angry. I didn't know this rope belonged to someone. Maybe I can do something for you, huh?" The girl attempted to try and appear all sweetness and light, and maybe a little bit coy and promiscuous, but the god did not accept it. He saw right through that. "Not interested. Why are you here? I won't be asking you a third time." He still kept the blade raised. "I'm fine, jeez. My name is Bulma, and I'm Capsule Corp's heir, and I'm seeking the Dragon Balls. You happy? I don't think any of that is going to tell you anything. You have no clue what the Dragon Ball is." "Dragon Balls?" he uttered. Capsule Corp, yeah. He had a vague memory of those types being vaguely associated with Son Goku. Capsule Corp, okay, yes. Furthermore, his knowledge of the Saiyan was limited. The only thing he could recall with any viable clarity was that he and his allies had a tendency to use their Dragon Balls frequently, a little bit too frequently for his own liking. And this girl knew it was suspiciously close to Grandpa Gohan's house, which meant, she must possess some kind of method of locating the orbs without magic. She could be useful. He extinguished the blade and looked at her with sternness. "Do you happen to have a way to find the Dragon Balls?" "Wait, you know about them?" Bulma seemed shocked. "Indeed I do. If you tell me how you got here, I can take you to one of them.
I can already discern that the Dragon Ball's presence plays a significant role in your life. Oh, you see, I'm not only the heir to Capsule Corp, but I'm also really, really smart. In fact, I'm somewhat of a prodigy. Get to the point, please.
He really labored that last word, trying to symbolize kindness.
And I've built this.
The girl reached for her bag and proudly took out a contraption that resembled a compass, except with a blinking screen.
I call it a Dragon Ball radar, or a Dragon Radar. It can locate them from all over the world. Remarkable.
Zamasu was quite shocked. Could a mere mortal girl with only basic engineering tinkering skills discover something of this divine nature? How simple would it be to just, I don't know, take it from a cold, dead body? She was doomed after all. No, maybe not. She possessed a clear understanding of this chaotic and mortal world. She could be useful. He could do that later.
Fine, let's go meet my grandpa. We can see if he agrees to hand it over,
he said nonchalantly.
Hey, what's your name? You never told me. Son Goku, follow me,
Zamasu said, grabbing his fish without much commitment.
You know, it almost sounds like you hate your own name,
she called after him, and then decided to follow him. They spent a productive 15 minutes walking to Grandpa Gohan's hut, avoiding most of the girl's questions along the way, did Goku, or Zamasu, or Zamuku. When they finally arrived, Grandpa Gohan was sitting on a bench in front of the hut. Oh, Goku, you're back. I was starting to get worried and, oh, who might be our guest?
Hi,
The girl began to speak, but then was quickly interrupted.
Her name is Bulma of the Capsule Corp. She managed to construct some kind of contraption that could detect Dragon Balls.
Gohan's eyes narrowed. Is that so? The old man muttered.
Yeah, your grandson told me about your Dragon Ball,
she began, anticipating a stern reprimand or even her being told to get out of here. But Gohan's expression and tone remained consistently serene and gentle, or at least more serene and gentle than she expected. These are not mere toys, young lady. If you are after them, you must know of their power.
Yeah, that's why I want to find them, you know? I want to wish for a perfect boyfriend or a lifetime supply of strawberries, whichever comes to mind at the time.
For a moment, Zamasu could feel assured that his Zero Mortal plan was by far a better idea for a wish on the Dragon Balls. He also knew that Grandpa Gohan was probably sharing his embarrassment at this point. What short-sighted, selfish wishes were those? As I said, these are no mere toys. If you use them in the wrong way, you can cause a lot of trouble.
Trouble?
Bulma blinked twice.
How could a boyfriend and strawberries and...
Maybe their power could take away someone's free will to behave like your boyfriend. Or the supply of strawberries could come from the labor of the poor and the defenseless. You really need to think outside of the box on these things. If you do not specify on your wish, the results may be very unexpected. Bulma opened her mouth in a shocked way.
Oh, gosh, I never ever considered that.
She looked apologetic.
I think we should help her, Grandpa. Maybe on the way she will find a better, less selfish wish.
Zamasu smiled sweetly at the caretaker. You think so, Goku? Do you trust her? The old man seemed surprised, as was Bulma. This boy had suddenly changed his tune, suspiciously so.
You told me not to judge things hastily.
The Kai nodded to the old man, hoping his act would sway him.
I could possibly accompany her to make sure that she won't misuse the wish.
You are aware of this location, and if you discover more and face an attack, some malevolent individuals may target the ball. Even if you follow your original wish, there are far worse things someone could ask for. I genuinely hope that my Goku will have the opportunity to explore the world also someday. So, how about...
So is that a yes?
Bulma glanced at both of them. All right, young lady. I shall give you my Dragon Ball and my grandson. But please, reconsider your goals for me. So many good things could be asked for the world's people. If Zamasu wasn't so determined to get his plan back on track, he would have given the old man the orbs to make a wish. That was such a powerful speech. Maybe he could fix some of these mortals. But still, he didn't have time for that. Yes, it would be irritating to serve as the bodyguard for that irritating little diva. However, he was at least back on track to try and summon the dragon. When Grandpa Gohan presented them with the 4-star ball, the girl hopped with excitement. His caretaker also told him to pack up his belongings. As he neared completion of his task, he experienced a nagging sensation in his abdomen. He could see that the elderly man was still limping a bit.
You will be okay, Grandpa.
He watched him with concern. Yes, dear Goku, I will be fine. I have lived around these mountains years before you showed up. I can take care of myself. Just be sure to take care of yourself. And be wary of the full moon nights wherever you go. He said so, giving him a sleeping mask and a thing called the power pole. It was a very nifty little artifact that could really, truly help him along the way.
Thank you for everything, Grandpa.
He smiled and bowed. No, thank you, my boy. The elderly man gave him a big hug. Initially, Zamasu was reluctant to accept this gesture, but this time it felt nice, safe. As a Kai, he never had a parent or anyone that would take care of him in this sense. This was distracting from his plan. As he slowly freed himself from the embrace, he nodded, ready for the long walk. He was surprised, though, to find that Bulma had managed to acquire a bicycle. Where did she get one of those from?
Wait, how did you...
He looked around, visibly confused.
Oh, that was in my capsule, silly. You never heard of a capsule? You know, capsule court? I mean, this is what my dad does for a daily living. This is what he became famous for. Storage capsules. I've got a lot of them.
Zamasu gradually began to understand that Son Goku's danger stemmed not only from his own strength, but also from the fact that he surrounded himself with extremely cunning people. People believed that Earth and Universe 7 were backward and primitive from where he came from, and for the most part it was true, except seemingly this capsule corps. The Saiyan and his comrades made this planet their own, and he gradually began to understand. They were what made Earth so interesting. Maybe Bulma was the brains of the operation, with Son Goku and Vegeta being only the musclies.
Come on, no time to waste. Hop on.
She gestured at the bike. He looked back at Grandpa Gohan in a reluctant manner, but after seeing his appreciative nod, he decided to situate himself behind Bulma. Zamasu could feel the wind on his face as they left, as well as the speed of the vehicle. In his original body, he could travel at a much higher velocity, which was more enjoyable. But he wasn't sure whether it was the child's body or the adrenaline pumping through his veins that he didn't have as a Kai. But this was a pretty enjoyable experience in itself, in this body swap. At some point, though, something started to chase them. It was a gigantic pterodactyl. Living with Grandpa Gohan had taught Zamasu that from time to time, some of the local dinosaurs and other giant reptiles around Mount Paozu would try their luck and attempt to hunt humans. Even though it wasn't successful most of the time, they would give it a go. He then waited for an opportune moment and used the power pole to extend his range toward the creature. Then, when it flew close enough, he cut through the membrane of its wings, sending the monster shrieking loudly down to the ground below in pain.
Whoa, how did you deal with that?
Bulma was really impressed by this.
A simple creature dealt in a simple way,
said Zamasu, not wanting to continue the idle chat. After many hours of journeying, the girl finally stopped and used one of her capsules to reveal a house. The house was portable and didn't require any magic to put together, it just popped out of the capsule. This was truly concerning. It just showed how clueless the gods of Universe 7 truly were. His new travel partner then sent him out the very next day to hunt for some food for breakfast. As annoying as this was, it still felt better than listening to Bulma's complaining all the time. Once he successfully hunted and prepared some rabbits, they proceeded on with their next journey, only to have a large bear-shaped thug interrupt their progress. As he attempted to intimidate them, Zamasu accidentally cut his head open with a single slice, drawing the attention of a creature hiding in a nearby bush.
Well, hey, you dealt with the ruffian in a very effective way.
The voice was rather phlegmatic and slow. Zamasu narrowed Goku's eyes and glanced toward the talking bush.
Come out, so we can see you.
Hello, I don't mean no trouble, but I am a turtle and I was kidnapped by that individual there. I would really appreciate it if you could help me get back to my master.
Well, okay, the name seems self-explanatory because this individual looked like a sea turtle.
We're not a charity, but where does your master live, creature?
Zamasu asked, ignoring Bulma's protest.
There is a small island south of here, but you can just get me to the beach and I can go from there.
Oh, the beach is like 100 miles away.
Bulma groaned.
Yes, but your radar suggests that there might be a Dragon Ball there. Maybe his master knows about its location. Have you thought about that? All right, we can take you there. Please inform me of the identity of your master.
Zamasu tilted Goku's head.
His name is Muten Roshi of the Turtle School. He is undoubtedly one of the greatest martial artists in the world.
Wait, Turtle School? At Gohan's house, he saw the school's symbols. And wasn't that symbol somehow associated with Son Goku when he remembered? This could be important. If he were retreading his opponent's tracks from a different time, he should maybe try and retrace the steps almost beat for beat. Maybe he might get some more clues as to what made Goku tick.
Turtle School? Yeah, my Grandpa Gohan told me about that.
Zamasu lied.
Wait, you're Gohan's boy? Well, he was a student of the master. What a wonderful coincidence.
You see, that's how you make allies,
Zamasu said to Bulma with a whisper. The girl was quite impressed. She never expected this forest boy to be so pragmatic.
Get on the bike. There's still some place around the back.
Together with their new animal companion, the trio set out to locate the location known as Kame House. Neither Roshi's pet nor Bulma knew of their traveling companion's true intentions. However, he was oblivious to the presence of two unfamiliar figures trailing them, a woman and a dog. And in a different timeline, something about that woman would be very, very familiar. And that's where we're going to be leaving things for right now.